Hey there folks, welcome to this video, and here I'm going to be talking about the news that the ABB FIA Formula 3 Championship has postponed its next race weekend, which was scheduled to be the Rome ePrix, following the postponement of the Sanya ePrix, which was scheduled for the 4th of April. Previously, it had come to light that all Italian sporting events were to be played behind closed doors until the 3rd of April. However, today, Formula E have released a statement saying that it's not going to be run on the 4th. Now, this is because of the spread of Covid-19, known as coronavirus, and it could potentially affect Formula E in other ways before the end of the season with the double-header London ePrix at the Excel. And it's not just for the fact that the Sanya ePrix in China, which was originally going to be round 6 of the championship, also has been postponed, but it could also affect other rounds, and other rounds could be affected as well. So it means the championship could essentially be down to 12 out of the 14, with of course Diriyah and London being scheduled as double headers. The next one at the moment is Paris, which is in over a month's time. It's on the 18th of April. Then it's South Korea, the Seoul ePrix, which could be affected by Covid-19. Jakarta in Indonesia, which also potentially could be, though South Korea at the moment is looking the more likely of the two, which could be affected. Then you have Germany, United States, and the UK. Now, one of the problems that, for example, affects Formula 1 is where the teams are from. So, restrictions placed on teams based off of where they are coming from. And with Formula 1, for example, Italy is something they're affected with travel restrictions placed on Italian teams. We saw this with MotoGP, and actually if you want to know more about this, I'll put a link in the description below to my video from earlier this week talking about this issue. But essentially, teams such as Ducati, Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, in Formula 1 you've got AlphaTauri, also other kind of sporting teams, so for example ones based around, say, Lamborghini, would also be affected. With Formula E, you don't necessarily have that. You have, for example, Neo or DS Techeetah, who are based out of China, but they aren't necessarily going to be affected. In terms of drivers, Mahindra might be affected, but that's also quite unlikely. What is important, though, is the fact that this has been postponed. Could it affect the championship? Well, it certainly does, because it means there might be one less race, and especially if it gets moved to somewhere else in the season. Formula E does have a bit more of a spread out calendar, so between, say, Seoul and Jakarta, there's about a month's break, and you could easily also fit it in as like a double header either side of Germany. Though it would probably be afterwards, because otherwise you'd be creating a triple header with Jakarta. Or you could put it before or even after the London ePrix. Though I reckon the organisers would be less likely to do that because, well, the double header is more likely to be a season finale. At the same time, if the situation drastically improved in China, they could easily put the Sanya ePrix between Seoul and Jakarta. Though again, that also seems unlikely. That said, I do get a bit bored talking about Covid-19, even though I've barely talked about it on this channel. And that's why, for example, I'm intent on referring to it as Covid-19. It's best that we keep a level head about this, and I know I'm saying this in a kind of way that, well, you're probably watching this video to try and get an update on the drama. But really, we do need to take a step back and think about ourselves, but also think critically about an issue such as this. I mean, I've seen so many instances, say even here in Britain, where you've got people freaking out and just buying all of the hand sanitizer in a supermarket. Something along the lines of 20,000 people have been tested in the United Kingdom, and of them, I think at the moment it's around 150 cases have been diagnosed. Even then, we've had the first person here in Britain pass away from it, but that was somebody who had an other lifelong condition, or life-limiting condition in some sense. So we can't really tell whether it was COVID-19 that killed them, or whether it was complications to their other condition which stemmed from COVID-19. I think we just need to be aware that this is a shame, but there's no reason to get all dramatic about it. And that's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.